I would like to give some consideration with regards to setting up a strategy that has helped me a lot in making sure that I find or at least develop the ideal strategy for myself. And first thing is that I've asked myself, what do I expect from an alt season? And with regards to the input that I give to it, my time, my effort, my energy, versus the output that I expect from it. So what are my expected gains to get from an alt season? And I also ask myself, what are the things that I would like absolutely to prevent? Because that actually also includes things that most likely are based on mistakes from the past. And you want to make sure that you prevent mistakes that cost you money. So taking into account these things are, let's say, a good basis to start building your strategy. It's also important to review the implications of the altcoin strategies that I've discussed before versus your expectations. You can't have it all. We're, I think, naturally biased to think that we can have everything for the lowest effort possible. So when I mark these boxes here, this is what we prefer. We prefer to spend the least time, to have the smallest scope, have the least time of TA and the least of FA. We would like to have the most of flexibility and of course the highest chances of a pump, while actually each decision has the least importance. This is of course more the reality. So whenever you pick a strategy that is in balance overall, then you will likely see that you cannot have the good without having some of the bad. So when you move towards the side of swing trading, you will need to spend a lot of time. You will need to watch a lot of coins, do a lot of TA. When you do not have enough time or do not have the right charting skills yet, this can actually help you to move more towards the hodling side to make sure that you find a strategy that fits with your character more. Of course, when you move towards the hodling side, then you might spend less time on crypto, have a smaller scope, but it also means that you have less flexibility, and also you have a chance that your coins might not receive a pump. So the consequence of this side is that you also have to take into account that you will have less flexibility, that you will see coins pump without you being in it. So it will require a lot of patience from your side and a lot of reliance or trust in the strategy that you have applied and the coins that you have picked, that you might get a pump as well. So essentially, the core message of this is that the profits in your strategy do not come without making certain concessions or sacrifices. It is unfortunately as realistic as it comes. We would like to get it all, but in fact, we cannot have it all. If you build a strategy, there are sacrifices linked to it. So that's important. What are your expectations and what most likely are the consequences of the strategy that you're building for yourself? So it's also important to prioritize and keep it realistic. You know, if you build your strategy for the first time, it will not be perfect. You will make many mistakes. Just make sure that you document them and you evaluate on your mistakes to improve your trading system and make it better for the next time. Realizing that the more positions you take, the more time and attention it will take from your side as well. So if you know that, for example, you have not a lot of time available due to maybe work or private related matters in the next 2 months, and it seems that alt season is going to start, then it already can help you to pick more the hodling side of trading alt season instead of picking the swing trading side. Important is to execute your strategy and stick with your strategy, in a sense that it will give you guidance and clarity on how to deal with alt season. And while stating that this is very important, it is always good to place some nuance and also to consider allowing yourself some tolerance if the market or your emotions require it. As mentioned before, your strategy is built upon the experience that you have. And if you have not a lot of experience, then most likely your strategy will need a lot of tweaking and flexibility and some tolerance in the beginning. So while it is important to basically stick with your strategy, it is sometimes required from your side, maybe because you cannot handle let's say the stress anymore, or the market requires you to review your trading strategy. Do allow some tolerance. Again, as stressed many times before, make sure that the strategy fits your character. If this is not aligned, then I can close to certainly guarantee you that your strategy is likely to fail, or at least not give you, let's say, optimal profits. And as it is always the case with regards to your strategy, don't forget to include an alt season exit strategy. Have it ready.